Hi everybody, we are doing Pilates this morning. We're meant to be doing it on YouTube, but I couldn't get YouTube to work, so we're just going to go with this morning. So I hope that's alright with you. I hope you're doing really well. My name is Ruth. I'm going to lead you in a 30-minute Pilates and prayer session. I'm live in my son's bedroom because he's running around downstairs. So I hope you're doing really well. Join in. Have this 30 minutes just to relax, to enjoy exercising and to enjoy the presence of God together as we spend time together this morning. So I'm just trying to get some music to work. It seems it's one of those Monday mornings where nothing wants to work for you, but that's okay. We'll give it a go and see what happens. Let me have one more try at some music, and if not, we'll do it without. I hope you're doing really well today. Hope you're enjoying your time with family or with people that you live with. We're about to start any minute, so grab yourself some space, grab yourself a mat if you've got one, and we're going to kick off together. We'll do it without music, that's fine. So here we go. Let's start together. So we're going to go onto our toes, breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. We're going to focus on three things, as we always do with Pilates. The first one is breathing. We're going to be breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouth. The second thing that we're going to focus on this morning is this transverse abdominis muscle around our waist. So we're going to focus on that this morning as well. And to do that, I want you to imagine that you're pulling on a pair of trousers or something that are a bit too tight for you. And so you're pulling them on, and that's going to tense up, going to engage this transverse abdominis muscle around your waist. So I want you to engage that muscle as you're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just relax your body. We're starting a new week. Let's start it in a really great way. The third thing we're going to focus on is our pelvic floor muscles. These are the muscles that if you're on a long car journey and you need the toilet, these are the muscles that you use to stop you going to the toilet. So you're going to engage those at 30%. So you're going to create a bit of pressure all around this core area. And so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that at 30% throughout the whole of this exercise session. It's going to be 30 minutes of Pilates. We're going to, first of all, mobilise all our joints. So we'll start from our ankles, just mobilising your ankle to start with. And then the other ankle as well. Then we're going to go on to mobilising our knee joints. So we're going to do a few squats going down and back up. I'm really sorry for the mix-up this morning with YouTube and Facebook. YouTube didn't want to work for me this morning, so I've just jumped back to Facebook. There's always going to be some teething problems as we start out on things, so please be patient with us as we try and work it out over the next week or two. Great. The next thing we're going to mobilise is our hip joints. So we're going to point forward and bring that leg all the way around to the back. And then coming all the way back round again. Let's go again. Point forward, bringing that leg all the way around the back. And then back round again. That's good. And on to the other side. Pointing forward, bringing our leg all the way around the back. And back round again. And again. Pointing forward, bringing your leg all the way round. And back round again. That's good. Great, we're going to mobilise our back a bit now. So we'll just have our hands out to the side. I need to walk forward to do this. We're just stretching to one side, to the middle, and back to the other side, and to the middle. Go one more time. That's good. It's good, just stretching out our shoulders, up, back and down. Well done. And then our head just looking to one side, back to the middle, and to the other side, back to the middle, and we're going to look down and up, and to the ceiling, and back down. That's great. We're kind of ready to go now, so we're going to come to the end of our mats. I'm just going to move my mat away from the wall a bit so that I've got a bit of space. And then from this we're going to stretch up and we're going to reach down one vertebrae at a time. Just one vertebrae at a time, coming down towards our feet, heading towards your toes. And then slowly chin onto your chest, one vertebrae at a time, coming back up. Nice and slowly to start with. We're not in any rush. With Pilates, it's all about controlling the movement. So engaging your core as you're stretching up and as you're coming down one vertebrae at a time. And then coming back up again. That's good. Let's go again. Stretching up and then one vertebrae at a time, rolling down. You can start walking your fingers forward if you want to. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings as you walk forward. And then if you get to the bottom position, if you want to, you can do a press up in this position, just going down and back up, and then coming back up slowly into this top position. We're going to go with that again. I'm just going to tuck myself in quickly, but you can carry on stretching up and over. Bringing your hands down towards your feet. And in that bottom position, just doing a press up if you want to. And then coming back up. We're going to go one more time. Keep your chin on your chest, one vertebrae at a time. Let's go for it. Coming up and over. Stretching down one vertebrae at a time. Walking your fingers forwards. Now in this bottom position now, we're just going to come lying flat on the mat. And from this position, engage your core. I want you to imagine that you've got a grape and you're going to put it under your belly button. So with that grape under your belly button, engage your core muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, your transverse abdominis muscle. Keep your eyes looking to the mat. And then opposite arm to opposite leg just coming up. To that top position. We're working our lower back as we do this, nice and controlled. Morning everyone who's joining us. We're at the beginning of a new week. I'm really sorry if you've gone to YouTube and you've only just found us. We're heading towards YouTube, that's what we want to be doing. But this morning, it didn't want to work for me. I had lots of technical issues this morning. So that's why we're on Facebook Live. So if you can't find us on one, go to the other, but the aim is that we'll get to YouTube, we'll iron out all the technical issues, and that will be great. So I'm sorry about that. We're going to bring our arms now to the side, fingers pointing forwards, eyes looking to the mat, and we're just engaging our core as our head comes up and out and back down. So your neck extends to the top like a turtle or a tortoise. Try not to push too hard down on your arms. As you push down, then I want you to imagine that there's there's glass or ice under your arms, so you don't want to push down. You're just using your neck and your core muscles to do all the work. If you want to, you can bring your arms by your side, and that means they can't push down. An extension of this is bringing your legs up as well. So you can bring your legs up to that top position, feeling the stretch along your lower back. That's the muscles that you're working all along your back, stretching out your abdominal muscles. That's great, well done. We're going to hold the plank now. This is the position that it's a tough exercise, this one. So there's 3 different positions that you can use. One is down to your knees, so you want a straight line from your shoulders down to whichever contact point is on the ground. So it might be your knees, it might be your thighs, or it might be your feet. It could be one foot if you want to as well. I'm going to go to my knees today. And so we're holding this position, this straight line from your shoulders down to the contact position, whichever that would be. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're just going to hold that for a few more seconds. And then we're coming up to all fours. From this position, let's find our neutral spine position. So first of all, having our hands underneath our shoulders and pushing our belly button down towards the mat, and then scooping it up towards the ceiling. That's good. And then find the middle position, and from that position, opposite arm to opposite leg coming out, holding that top position, and then coming back. I saw some of the footballers doing this exercise over the weekend, but they were doing the same arm and same leg. So they were coming up, instead of opposite arm and opposite leg, they were doing same arm and same leg, holding their weight. You can give it a go if you want to and see whether you can do it. It's a bit harder. Same arm, same leg. Have a go, see if you can do it. Coming up, holding that top position, and then back down. And again, same arm, same leg, without wobbling. It's a real challenge. Pretty impressive stuff. If you can do it, give it a go if you want to. Same arm, same leg, coming up, holding that top position, and back down. Same arm, same leg, coming up, holding that top position, and back down. We're going to sit back onto our heels now, pushing our fingers forwards, pushing our hips back, and stretching out all along your back. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. As I do this, I just lay my day before God. As I'm stretching out, I just recognise that God is God and I am not. And I just give Him all the things in my day. Just lay it before God. That's good. Coming back to all fours now. We're just going to open out our arms and open out our chest. So we're kind of threading. Imagine your finger, your hand is a needle, and you're going to thread the needle between your knee and your arm, and then you're going to open out to the top position. So pushing down and then coming up and opening out. That's good, and then onto the other side. That's great. We're going to lie down now on our backs. And as we lie down on our backs, we're going to engage our core. So just engaging your core as you lie down. Keeping your knees together, your feet together, arms out to the side. Let's push down towards one side, then back to the middle, then down towards the other side, and back to the middle. Engage your core as you do this. That's good. If you want to, you can extend your left leg when you go down to the right, and your right leg when you go down to the left. Use your core to do the work though. I can't go down that side as the wall is in the way. That's great. We're going to go into the bridge now, so having our hands down near our hips, scooping up one vertebra at a time till that top position from your knees to your shoulders, holding that top position and then scooping back down one vertebra at a time. So scooping up to that top position, pushing your knees forward, hips up, and scooping back down. It's good. I want you to imagine now that you've got nails in your hips, and we're going to do some hip circles going round. I want you to write your name with your foot. So keep your hips nice and still, writing your name in the ceiling. Mobilising your hips as you do this, working on your core. Try and keep your knees in your hips really still, so that knee that is supporting all the other, your other side. Keep that really still. Then drop that down onto the other side now. And then dropping that back down. That's really good. Okay, lifting one knee up, we're going to kick away, and then taking the tension, we're coming back. So kicking away, taking the tension, coming back. That's good. Now you can either do one leg, or you can incorporate the other leg at the same time, so you can do alternating legs. This puts loads more pressure on your abdominal muscles. We'll drop those down. We're going to go into the 100 now. So we're going to keep our hands by our sides. These arms are going to pump up and down to keep the blood flow throughout the body. And then we have a choice from this what we do with this. So you can either lift up your neck and your shoulders, or you can lift one leg at a time. But we're pumping up and down, breathing in for 5 pumps, breathing out for 5 pumps. Pumping up and down. That's good, and relax that one down. We're going to come into a seated position now, do a few stretches. So we're going to stretch out our hamstrings. Our hamstrings are the things that connect to the back of our legs, to the back, our lower back. So they're really important ones to stretch. So we're lifting up and over to stretch one side. And then coming back up to the middle. And then coming up to down to the middle, coming down, nice and slowly stretching out. See if you can stretch this one a little further. Lean into the stretch. And slowly coming back up. And then we're going to go for the other side, lifting up and over, stretching out all our hamstrings. Slowly coming back up. It's really good. Into a seated position where you can either have your legs crossed or your legs in a frog leg position, it's up to you. Stretching up to the ceiling, coming over to one side. That's good. And then again on the other side, stretching up to the ceiling, coming over to one side. And then just bring your hands here in a kind of prayer position, I guess, and just looking to one side and to the middle and back to the other side and to the middle. That's great. We're just going to end by breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, with your fingers coming close together and further apart. I just want to share a little bit from the Bible. It's one of my favourite passages in the Bible, in the book of Mark, which is in the New Testament. And it's quite a short story, Mark chapter 4. Mark was it's an eyewitness account written about Jesus. And it's about Jesus calming the storm, and it says this. It says, that day when evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, let us go over to the other side. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was, in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said, Teacher, don't you care if we drown? He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, Quiet, be still. Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? They were terrified and asked each other, Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. And I love that story because I don't know anybody else who could sleep in a storm. And the storm, it says a furious squall in this, but actually it was a storm of hurricane proportions. It was a crazy storm where the disciples, many of them were fishermen, thought they were going to die. They were used to boats, but they thought this was it. And yet Jesus was asleep. He was resting, sleeping on a cushion. I don't know how he does that, and I recognise that it's because Jesus is a person of peace. He's a person who recognised that his Father, that God was in charge. And Jesus recognised within this that his time had not yet come, that God was in charge, that he had work to do, he had stuff to do, and that he wasn't going to die in this, and the disciples weren't going to die in this. So he was able to rest in the presence of his Father. He was able to rest. And he was able to rest because he knew that he was peace. He knew that he was able to rest in that peace. And it encourages me that I can rest sleeping on a cushion. I can rest at night sleeping on my pillow knowing that Jesus is peace. I can rest in the presence of God because he is my peace. And though there's a furious squall of hurricane proportions, there's things that seem to be sweeping over our boats at the moment. the place where we find peace is Jesus, because he is the person who is able to sleep in a storm. He is the Prince of Peace. He is peace. And so God, I pray for everybody who has watched this video, who is going to watch it, that they would know that Jesus is peace, and they would invite Jesus to be their peace in their life, we pray. Thanks so much everybody for joining us. Hopefully we'll be moving to YouTube, that's the plan. Sorry, I'm not the most technically minded person, and I tried hard this morning but failed. But I'm going to continue to try, so we're going to head to YouTube. The others will do a better job than me, I'm sure, at doing that. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you throughout the week. We'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.